Hello again. Taking apart some more Lego sets today. I got a couple here, another couple small sets. These are seasonal sets, obviously from Christmas. We got a little Santa Claus and a little reindeer. Pretty cute. The good thing about little sets like this is there's a good variety of parts in there to make all the different elements. So a lot of the parts are small. We got some hinges, we got some eyes. They're good if you want to make this type of set because obviously the pieces are all the kind of pieces you would need to make little armatures and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and start taking them apart. I'll send this guy over there for now. Now I've already got my storage bins set out. If you watched the previous video, although I'm not sure in what order these are going to make it onto the channel, in one of my other videos I'd taken apart a set and I'd shown some of my storage bins, and since I've already got the majority of my storage bins out, I just left them out for now, so putting the actual pieces away here should be a bit easier right now. Again, fingernails would be good. Get my little tool back here again in case I need it. Now, as you can tell, my audio is kind of echoey. I'm in my kitchen, which is in a giant room. I'm new to this. At some point, I hope to maybe set up a proper studio with better video and audio, but for now, this works. Gets me started, gets me trying this out. I find I've only done 1 or 2 videos so far, and you know what? Kind of enjoy it. I mean, I sit here and talk to myself anyway, might as well film myself doing it. All right, eyeball pieces. For anybody who's wondering the surface I'm working on, I originally had just my tablecloth, but I found the tablecloth would move around too much and the camera would cause the light to reflect a little bit too much. So this is actually one of these cutting surfaces for doing crafts on. This is just the back side of it because the other side has a pattern on it. Took me a long time to find a mat, and then I found this. I'm like, you know what? This will work. It's just the right size for doing small sets like this. If I did something bigger, of course I'm going to have to pull the camera back. These are 2 little 2x2. This is where the separator is good because it's not a full block. It's 2 smaller plates put together. The separator is great for that. Oh, taking apart goes a lot quicker than putting things together. That's a single piece. Definitely see some new elements here that I don't have the trays out for. Not a bad little pile of parts. Yep, definitely some stuff I don't have trays for. Well, not out on the table. I know it's not exciting watching somebody take apart Lego, but I'm doing it anyway, so I figured why not just film it. Maybe somebody will find it interesting. Hinges. Hinges are always good. All right. Snowman. Ah, I know exactly where those go. I found those in the previous set I took apart. Sorry, Snowman, your head's getting taken off. What I like about Lego when they make small sets like this is, I don't know if you can see the colors that well. It's all white on the outside, but they make, when they're doing a set that's got a lot of one color, they go out of their way to make sure the inside of the set has different colored pieces in it, because I think they realize that, well, for doing the actual construction, it's a lot easier to distinguish between the different colors. If everything is one solid color, it might be harder to find the pieces. But then B, they're probably thinking ahead to like people like me that eventually are going to be using this for parts. And we're less likely to buy a set if it has all of one color, unless we're particularly looking for that color. I don't know what I've shared before while chatting to myself on this channel, but at the moment I do have a full-time job, and I find in the evenings I do not have enough energy to do stuff like this, so that's why my Lego collection's kind of been sitting idle for many, many years. I bought a lot of sets over a long period of time, about 2 decades now, and I usually just build sets and display them. But the goal now is I'm trying to find new ways to relax, and building and creating with Lego is kind of fun, but I need to be in the right mental state to do it. And by actually playing around with recording videos, it's actually encouraged me to get back into the hobby that I always enjoyed doing. It gives me another reason to do it. So I'm hoping this spurs some more creativity, and I think I've made an introduction video, and admittedly I'm not the best creator out there. I just enjoy Lego, but I'm definitely not good at my own creations. There are tons of people out there that make some amazing things. I want to make my own things. I don't necessarily want to replicate what other people have done. I may draw inspiration from it, but my own creations are not going to be as polished because I just don't have enough of the right piece usually. But let's just play around and be fun. I want to do a mix of really small things, maybe try some videos where it's all about technique, like how do we make things that move, how do we make things that have multiple parts to them that can come apart. I even want to try some physics-based sets where using center of gravity we can make parts balance on each other. That'd be kind of fun. So it'll be a mix of that, and I have about 50 sets in boxes that I have yet to actually take out of the box. So at some point those all have to get built and then subsequently taken apart. So I have a lot of material to draw from. I have many, many years ahead of me, hopefully. So hopefully that means there'll be lots of Lego videos to come. Isn't it amazing how two small sets like that, and this is actually a really good selection of parts. All right, we are almost done with the deconstruction. Okay, brick separator goes away. Now this has got texture to it. These textured, maybe hard to see, but there's a pattern on the front. These are good for, try to get a little bit closer. You can see the pattern on there. These are good for mimicking like a wood grain or masonry or some sort of textured surface. So I usually put pieces like this in their own bin. There's no place to put that where you can see it. There we go. So if I'm building a set that I know wants to have more dimensionality to it, if that's a word, then I use those pieces and put that up there. Those are all sloping. We have ones with a hole in it, flat piece that can go over there. Flat with a stud in it, I think that's a separate thing. Okay, let me grab all the flat ones here. I'm pretty sure these all are in their own bin. Oop. That's a unique piece. Another piece with a hook on the end of it. For a corner piece, that could go there, that could go there. I don't have a good term for what these are, but these pieces that have, it's again hard to see, flat on one side, my big hands are in the way, flat on one side, but have studs on the other, are good for connecting things, well, as you can see with the initial pictures of the actual Lego sets. You can start with a core in the middle of the snowman, and then you use pieces like this so you can attach things onto the outside. Or also, that's what these kind of pieces are for. That is all the parts. So let's get rid of the ones I have bins on the table for. So eyeballs go in the eyeball bin. No printed elements other than eyeballs, so I've already got that. I have a bin for the horn, which actually is the eyeball bin. Is it? Where am I been putting my horns? Yeah, yeah, I've got another one in there. Okay, that's where that goes. Okay, these hooks. It's funny, I just did this and I have no idea where my bins are. I know those go somewhere. That's amazing. I've got a whole bin of those things and I'm pretty sure it's on the table. Well, let's come back to that one then. Cones go over here. Wow, actually there's a lot of here I don't have on the table. I have a bin for these guys, but not for the colored one. That one's still in my shelf. Wow, seriously? Okay, that goes there. It's amazing how I take apart one set. I've got about 24 bins on my table, and hardly any of them actually go with any of these parts. Well, this I know I've got. Okay, these ones go here. And then the ones with the hooks. A bunch of different ones with hooks in it. Why do, yeah, they go in here. Okay. These ones, do they also go in there? No, they go in this one. Okay. Along with this goes over there. Okay. Ah, I do have my bin for this. Okay, that's good. I can go over there. I do have this, pretty sure. That goes over there. Okay, all these pieces could go somewhere. All the smaller ones can go in here. Bigger one goes in its own bin. I think what I need to do one day is, ooh, sorry, I'm thinking to myself how daunting this is going to be. Take a photograph of every part, every type of part that I want in the bin, and then print it out and put it as a label on the front of the bins. Because while the bins are clear, it's actually sometimes not that easy to figure out what's in the bins. So here's my form. And I try to put the bins in the shelf in a fairly logical order, like similar parts next to other similar parts. But if I'm having a really big construction day, sorry, I'm interrupting my own thought. If I'm having a big construction day, I take out pretty much all the bins and have them all out. So when I go to put them back in, ooh, now I'm just thinking to myself, I should have a numbering system, like left to right. Well, mind you, the problem with that is if I number them all and I have a new element and I want to mix it in, I'm going to have to renumber everything. Sorry, I'm both thinking of good ideas and then talking myself out of it in the same train of thought. One thing I like about Lego is even over the years, their colors are quite consistent. So if you get something of one color that was made 10 years later than a part that was made earlier, the colors are actually pretty spot on. There was only one thing they did over the years, I can't remember when they transitioned, but their color gray changed slightly. So if you're doing anything with light gray in it and you're mixing old sets with new sets, you'll probably find that the gray color might not match. So you just have to be careful which makes it really hard if you're trying to take an old set from a bunch of pieces you have now, and you're trying to build it again, especially if you want to sell it. You want to make sure you got the right part color. Wow, even after all that, there's still a bunch of stuff here. Okay, so these can go in here. Here we go, cone pieces, round tops. I should have a place for this. Oh, because it's over here, that's why. Mechanic elements. Okay, I've definitely got these smaller ones with a stud on it in here, but where do I have the bigger ones? Oh, okay. I'm back. I was actually getting frustrated trying to find some of the bins. I found one of them on the table, which is amazing. All right, so yeah, here we go. I found where these go. It was on the table all the time. Now this is also getting quite big. I might have to. Yeah, that's going to need its own bin here pretty quickly. These ones go on the side. This I've already got. Found the hinges. Hinges are here. And oh, that's why I couldn't find it. Right there. That's where these go. I found where these little hip things go. And now I'm left with the pieces with the holes in it, which I think. Now, we've got the round holes, and we've got the ones that fit the little Technic pieces. Well, they're all Technic pieces, but the ones with a little star shape. Ah, I do have them both in there. Okay, and I think this all goes in there. So now I'm left with this little weird thing, and these things. Well, the closest place this can go would be in here. Sure, let's do that. They're gonna get their own bin. Yeah, look at that, brand new bin. But this I know I've got a home for. It's a matter of figuring out where they are. And I know it's on the table because the last set I took apart was on the table. What's this? Oh, it's right here. Okay, we have only got one piece left. Let's do some rummaging around. Is it? No, these are all flat. It's really going to bother me until I find that part. Oh, this is irritating. Not here, those are all the same. Speak to me, little guys. Where do you go? Or are you new? Oh, here it is, here it is. Oh, thank goodness. Good, I thought I was going crazy. I knew I had you. There we go. Oh, you got an extra spot. You know what? Why take up a whole bin for hinge pieces when you got an extra spot right there? Okay. For that matter. You know what? Nope. Yep, let's leave it. Okay. There we go. Sorry for a bit of confusion. That is, again, my chaotic storage system. And thank you for watching. I'm sure there will be many, many more videos of taking apart Lego sets and me being befuddled as to where all the pieces go. Catch you next time.